received word that a plane apparently has crashed into the tower.
Something relatively devastating happening this morning there.
There is more and more fire and smoke.
Another plane has hit Tower 2.
Horrific scene here. There's debris flying through
directly in the middle of one of the World Trade Center towers.
9/11, 20 years ago. That's just crazy. I had just started a new job. I had worked the night shift the night before. I'd let myself sleep in a little bit that morning, and when I turned on the TV, I didn't fully understand what was going on at first. I remember I ran next door. I was staying at a hotel, and I ran next door to one of my other officers that was staying at the hotel with me to make sure he was up and knew what was going on. And I remember just sitting there for hours and hours trying to watch and let it sink into my head what was actually going on.
Well, when I think about 9/11, a rush of emotions comes over me. I think about the time of my life when that happened. I was a newlywed. I was a young 26, and I had my whole life ahead of me and just new and exciting things. I remember the morning of 9/11. I was actually sitting in an interview for a new job, and the interview lasted probably an hour and a half. And I remember the gentleman who was interviewing me walking me out into the lobby, and the whole lobby was just very eerily quiet, and the mood in the office was just something I had never experienced. And I remember them just saying, the World Trade Center has been hit and we're under a terrorist attack. And I didn't really know the magnitude of what that really meant.
The thing I remember about 9/11 is it was a typical day. I had taken my daughter Whitney to Southside and was on the way to work when I got to about Greenwood and Rogers Avenue, and the announcement came on that a plane had hit the World Trade Center. But by the time I got to work downtown in the Federal Building, the second plane had hit the South Tower, and at that time we knew that it was an attack. We watched through most of the morning, and then we were sent home because working in the Federal Building, they felt like it was a risk, and we should go home.
I just remember watching on TV, watching people actually jump out of the buildings, and how sad that made me feel, and watching my fellow brothers and sisters in law enforcement and EMS and fire rushing, and me feeling so helpless because I couldn't go help them. I was stuck here in Arkansas, wanting to actually go to New York so bad right then and there. I would have done anything to have helped them out that day.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. But they have failed. Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.